It started with a phone call. 5 minutes. You're out of time, the voice said, cold and mechanical. Blake's heart skipped a beat. The countdown had begun. He glanced over his shoulder. The dark alley was empty, but he knew the moment he stepped into the open, everything would change. He could feel it in his bones. The kind of change that could never be undone. The kind that would chase him for the rest of his life. His fingers tightened around the phone as he pressed it to his ear. "Who is this?" he demanded, his voice low and strained. The voice didn't answer, just counted down again. 4 minutes. Blake's breath caught in his throat. His mind raced. He had no idea who was behind this, but every fiber of his being screamed that he needed to get out of there. He turned, looking around the alley one last time. The quiet of the place felt almost mocking now, like the calm before a storm. He took a step forward, then another, each movement deliberate, knowing that time was his enemy now. He had no choice but to follow through, whatever this was. The city beyond beckoned with its lights and shadows, but the danger was close now. The walls seemed to close in, and the ground felt unstable beneath his feet. 3 minutes. Blake's pulse quickened. The countdown was relentless, ticking away like a death sentence, urging him to act faster, to make a decision, one that could either save or destroy everything he knew. With a deep breath, he shoved the phone into his pocket and stepped into the street, the night air sharp against his skin. He didn't know where he was going or how he'd get there, but he knew one thing for sure. Whatever this was, it was only the beginning. Blake's footsteps echoed as he crossed the street, the city's neon glow bouncing off the wet pavement. His mind raced. Who was behind the call? Why the countdown? Every second felt like a weight pressing on his chest. 2 minutes. The voice was emotionless, mechanical. Whoever this was, they weren't playing games. Blake scanned his surroundings. Tall buildings loomed over him. Car headlights flashed in the distance, but nothing seemed out of place. Yet the unease in his gut only grew stronger. Then he saw it. A black SUV idled at the corner, engine humming softly. The windows were tinted, impossible to see inside. But Blake didn't need to. His instincts screamed at him to move. He turned sharply and broke into a sprint. 1 minute. His breath came fast, his heart pounding in his ears. He ducked into a narrow alley, vaulting over a stack of crates. His mind reeled. Where was he running to? Was he making the right choice, or heading straight into a trap? 30 seconds. Blake spotted a metal fire escape and jumped, gripping the cold steel as he hauled himself up. His muscles burned, but he kept climbing. Higher, faster. 20 seconds. On the rooftop, the city stretched out before him, endless lights and towering skyscrapers. He turned, scanning the streets below. The SUV doors opened. Figures in dark suits stepped out, their movements precise. 10 seconds. Blake's phone buzzed again. "Time's up," the voice said. The rooftop beneath him shuddered. Then everything went black.